All right, so I could say that I am a woman of a certain age, but I'm not going to say that. But we are going to talk about women at any age. Ola Jackson is here. Onyx woman, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
At any age,
At
I
any-
mean.
Especially at my age, and it's about saying yes at my age. And so I tried to figure out what is the platform for midlife black women to discuss the issues that we're going to encounter or encountering as we age. And there really wasn't much out there. And so I said, why don't I grab some folks, get them together and discuss things like self-care. Caregiving is a big, crucial issue. I always tell people, if you are not a caregiver, you will be. And so why not prepare? Because what happens, it comes out of nowhere. Maybe your mom gets sick or something happens to your dad. And most families aren't preparing to make the decision, whose mom will live, who's going to do it? Or they'll put it on somebody thinking, they have that. But if that discussion takes place, because it's a reality. And so we're going to address that and caring for yourself because of the stress that you flip the script, now you're the mom.
I was going to say, I mean, now that almost sounds like an oxymoron to me when you talk about taking care of yourself and being a caregiver.
Right.
Because those are two things that are hard to put together.
Oh, sure. And if you don't take care of yourself, there's resentment, there's guilt. I mean, and then you have two people who aren't well because you're not well yourself, so you have to take care of yourself. We'll talk about stress and mental health. When it comes to women over 50, 60, I don't think we talk enough about stress. I interviewed a woman who was in her 50s and tried to commit suicide. And she said, you know, one day I was on Facebook showing pictures and I was all happy. But the reality is she was reflecting on her life and things she didn't do and wanted to do. And one lady wrote an article about, she thought when she turned 50, that was going to be, everything is okay.
Yeah, everything,
she said 50.
done with the kids.
And that just wasn't the reality of her life. And so who's talking about that? Where are the resources to address that? So we hope to have all that at our event.
And you know, it's interesting too that sometimes we live in, I don't want to say a cocoon, but we think we're the only ones dealing with this. Or we don't want to admit, I am stressed, girl.
There's that guilt.
My mother, you know, whatever.
Yeah, who complains about their mother? That's the best way to go to not get into heaven. Is to complain about the fact that you're caring for your mother. But you have to say something to somebody, or it just builds up. And then, like I said, then both of you are sick. And people do love to tell their stories about how they had to quit their job because they had to take care of a parent, or the financial aspects because they're taking care of themselves and a parent. And so we're saying, what happens if you prepare for that in advance? And what about us? We may be that person. We don't even think about it.
I was going to say, if we're not there, we will be.
We'll be there.
We'll all be there, God willing.
Yes. And so what happens, it's just not even a thought for most of us. We can have 10 people in a room and ask, who's prepared to take care of someone if they need? That is not a discussion. You don't know where mom's insurance is, where mom's paperwork is. So it's time to say, let's do that, because if you don't, and it happens, you don't know what you're going to do. And don't assume you got 9 siblings, so therefore 9. Everybody knows.
There's usually that one.
Yes, it's that one
family,
person and that everybody depends on. So we're talking about self-care and stress. And it may seem like these are things that are doom and gloom, but if you're prepared, that kind of saves you from that. We'll be talking about employment over 50. There are people who still want a different job or looking for a job. Folks who have retired.
They got a dream that they haven't yet fulfilled.
Or they're just thinking about retiring, but there's a second chapter somewhere. So what are the jobs and how do you get them? Because today, everything is electronic. So if you're a certain age and you don't know how to put that resume in that computer.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem. Or you don't understand the process of what are they looking for and how do I reshape myself?
What are the buzzwords?
That's the thing, the buzzwords.
Right.
Who knew there were buzzwords?
Exactly.
You know, because people aren't talking to you directly in an interview anymore.
No,
they can't see
you on a screen.
You are, they don't see your personality, how dynamic you are, or how the chemistry, that's no longer there. And then there's ageism.
Oh, yeah. I know, my last resume didn't have any dates on it. Didn't have any dates on it for a reason.
And people tell you maybe if you're a certain age, don't put all those awards because they're going to say, oh, well, she's going to demand such and such. And so it's like it's playing yourself down and just having the tips to help folks go out there.
So when is this happening, Ola?
This is June the 29th, a Saturday between 11 and 3 at the East Liberty Carnegie Library.
At the East Liberty Carnegie Library.
Yes.
And there's a price. How do I register?
You can register at onyxwoman.com.
Okay.
And the price is only for the workshops. Those vendors, AARP, and several other folks who can help you just to find your way through the maze and feel better as you move into that transition. And I know it's, and the thing about it, most of us, because we feel so young, you know, we feel young, we're doing things, and we don't really think about the fact that, you know, I'll be 60 next year.
Yeah, well, and that's it. You don't, but you know what? Society has you conditioned, you know,
Right.
like 40's the new 30, 50's the new 40. Yeah, but none of that's true.
Tell that to my arthritis and my back and my shoulder and everything else.
Exactly. Sounds like a great event. Tell me again, it's on the 29th?
That's a Saturday.
Okay.
11 to 3, East Liberty Carnegie Library.
Now, but you do need to register ahead of time.
Right. Now, if you
we'll
want
show up at the door.
I know, But if you're going to come to just the vendors, that's free. Just come on in.
Okay.
But to get to a class and just listen to all this and engage in the conversation,
But otherwise, go to your website.
onyxwoman.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. We're